Here we go. It's Week 16 NFL predictions. We only got this week and one more week after it, and then we're done for the regular season. Hey, Gerald, where do we stand with our records?
Well, Justin, you just can't seem to close in on me. You think this week you might do better? I'm standing at 112 and 78. You're at 106 and 84. And Ross, Mr. Absentee Ballot over here, 55 and 33 back on set this week.
To answer your question, I don't know if I'm going to catch up, but I'm going to try. Let's say behind 6 games.
I like your honesty.
Better pick a lot different than him.
Yeah, you might want to start
picking
split decision picks. Let's go. Let's start off with the first game of the week. Thursday night, the Giants and the Eagles in an NFC East challenge. The Giants have been looking great as of late, and they're going up against the Eagles team that has simply fallen from grace. The Giants are going to roll into Philly and win.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be the Giants. Eagles, saw last week, going for 2-point conversion.
Like, why? Why did you do that?
They have nothing to play for. They have the Giants ahead of them in the division. Cowboys in the division. Redskins in the division. They got nothing to play for.
Try everything.
They just have the rookie quarterback. They're not going to win this week. Giants are going to win it.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Well, I'm kind of intrigued because I thought, Gerald, you might actually pick the Eagles here, seeing as how they made it a close game against the Ravens.
I like the city of Philly. I've always told my friends the city of Philly is definitely a city I would easily move to, but their football team sucks.
Well, I'm not different from the group here. I'm also going to go with the Giants. And again, it's a divisional game, and anything can happen in divisional rivalry games, but I just think the Giants have the momentum right now. They just keep on winning, and I don't think they're slowing down.
All right, next up, we have the Minnesota Vikings traveling to Green Bay to take on the Packers. It is winter, fellas. It'll be Christmas this Sunday. The Packers ain't losing. Aaron Rodgers has been looking decent. Yeah, Packers with victory.
Yeah, it's going to be cold.
Very cold.
It's going to be cold. Minnesota doesn't play outside anymore. They did it 1 year. They're back inside. They're going to Green Bay. Yeah, they got Adrian Peterson back. It's
going to make things interesting.
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers looks like he's starting to click again. Like I said, it's in Green Bay. I got the Packers.
Adrian Peterson being back does nothing to help this team. They can't run block.
No.
I mean, I've been saying this whole year, McKinnon is a good running back, but they can't block for him. So I don't think Peterson being back really helps him at all. Last week, Vikings got blown out by the Colts. And, yeah, they just don't have the momentum right now. They have problems on their line. I'm going to take the Packers.
Next up, Christmas in the Florida sun when the Titans go to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. Hey, no question. Mariota stomping through them. Titans with the victory.
Titans move on.
Yeah.
I agree. Jaguars only a 2-win team.
Let's keep this going. We can almost roll through the next game. Jets traveling to New England to take on the Patriots.
Patriots.
All right, we're good to go. Next up, which may be an interesting game. The Chargers head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. Yet the Browns, I don't think they're going to win another game, sadly. Chargers.
I've said that.
He's sticking
with
with
it. Go. Keep it a week.
Oh, man. The Browns, if they're going to win a game this week, this is the one. But I got to tell you, the Chargers, I like their receivers, actually. They got some depth there. Tyrell Williams, Dontrell Inman getting it done. They're going to play away in the Browns Stadium. But, I mean, come on. The Browns, I wouldn't be surprised if all the fans are kind of scalping their tickets at this point. I don't know if it's even really a home game.
Sold tickets for $1.
You're in Cleveland, Ohio. It's a cold winter Christmas day. I'm rather going to be chilling around the fire with my family on Christmas than go to this piss poor game.
Game's on Saturday this week.
Oh, true. Very
Saturday
true. Caught me off guard on that one, Ross. Dang, saved me there.
But still, yeah, it's even that West Coast trip. Like I said, scalping the tickets or not, they sold tickets for $1 a few weeks ago in an empty stadium. The last Browns quarterback to win was Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Football. And what rehab is he in right
ain't
now?
changing anytime soon.
So it sounds like we're all going Chargers, and we're all at this point saying, yeah, Browns aren't going to win a game.
Keep it going. Next up, the Redskins looking for some redemption after horrible play against the Carolina Panthers. They're heading to Chicago to take on the Bears in another cold game. Redskins, Bears. I'm gonna go with the Bears.
You can have the Bears. They're not good.
They're
Redskins
not good.
just got blown out. They gotta. If they want any chance to do anything, they gotta. Hope.
I'm going for a wild pick.
Like I said, you can have. I'm going with the Redskins.
Yeah, what did I say about the Redskins? They're road warriors. They do better away. They suck at home. We don't know why, but that's how it's been happening this year. And I'm going to take the Redskins away to go in and beat the Bears and get some redemption over the poor performance they had last week.
Chicago, don't let me down. I mean, no, we'll just keep going. Next up, the Falcons. The Falcons traveling to Carolina after Carolina's going to be feeling real good about themselves. Knocking off the Redskins on a primetime game. But I don't think it's going to be enough to stop the Falcons. The Falcons with the victory here.
Big question here is Julio playing? Julio's been out. I think it won't be too much difference.
No.
It is in Carolina, so I'm going with the Panthers.
All right.
Yeah, this is going to be a close one and kind of tough to call for me. For the sake of my fantasy team, I got Matt Ryan on one of my teams where I'm actually in the championship. Yeah. And I'm trying to decide, do I play him? Do I go and scoop up a different quarterback for this game? But I think I will go with the Falcons here. I mean, yeah, it's an away game for him, but the distance from Georgia to Carolina isn't that far. Not going to be a hard game for him to travel to. Again, like Ross was saying, is Julio playing? That's going to be a big X factor. But the Falcons actually do have some depth at receiver, and Matt Ryan has had a big play this year.
That Gabriel guy stepped up with Julio up down the past few weeks. That speedy little guy that they have.
Yeah.
I said I'm just going to the home team here.
Going to home team. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Next up, we got the Dolphins traveling to Buffalo. What is up with all these cold games this week?
Heavy games up north this week.
Yikes! They're traveling to Buffalo to take on the Bills, and I'm going to give it to the elements. The Bills, I think they're going to have a home victory here this week. It's safe to say.
Yeah, Miami, warm. Buffalo, cold.
Very cold.
Very
bitter cold. Stupid cold.
Bills are winning this.
They're conditioned for it.
I disagree. I'm going Dolphins. And the reason why is...
You want to get a pick on us? Is that what you're
Number one, hey, Dolphins have the better record. Let's face it, gentlemen. They actually are the better team in terms of their record. And you look at the fact that, how are the Bills going to win this game? Well, they have to do two things. They got to play really good defense, and then they have to be able to run the ball with LaShawn McCoy. Dolphins have a pretty good rush defense. So, and I think Jay Ajayi gets going this game. Again, it's no lock for the Dolphins. You mentioned the elements.
Like I said, I think the elements are going to play a huge part in this game.
But
that, and also, Rex Ryan's on his last couple of games with Buffalo. I mean,
he's throwing everything but the kitchen sink at him.
He's always, even though he might not perform, I've almost never heard any of the players not like him. Mm-hmm. It's just because they can never play good. He never gets the good players.
Yeah.
They're going to go all out for him these last couple games. It's at Buffalo. That's cold.
Well, division rivalry. I'll take the away team in this instance.
All right. Next up, in a much warmer game,
Finally,
49ers travel to Los Angeles to take on your Rams. And I think the Rams are going to they need a Christmas present. You guys are going to get a victory here. I predict it. I don't think the 49ers are going to pull off a victory or have what it takes. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a close game, but I just think the Rams are going to have that extra edge.
Does anyone have to win this game?
No, not really. Actually, it doesn't really matter.
They could tie. I mean, they're both.
It would be interesting to see a tie. Actually,
I mean, whoever wins it's not going to look pretty.
Mm-mm.
I mean, the 49ers, they only don't have the worst record because there's the Browns. What year do you have one win and you're going to get the second pick? The Rams just fired their head coach.
I kind of hope the Browns win just so it makes it interesting.
No, I have to pick anyone. Rams.
Yeah, I'm going to take my Rams in this one. We did lose. We were the only team to lose the 49ers, but that was an away game. It was the first game of the season. And then from there, the 49ers really slipped down a big hole. But look, the Rams at home can contend with big-time teams. I mean, we've seen it in recent years. They were able to pick up a win against the Seahawks at home. So I think this is within the realm of possibility for the Rams to pick up the win here.
All right, so let's see what happens. Next up, Indianapolis Colts travel to Oakland to take on the Raiders. Man, this is going to be a good game, I think. It's going to be a good game, but I think Oakland home field advantage. Yeah.
Oakland's for real this year.
The real deal, no question.
Finally got a quarterback. They got a wide receiver. Got a defense. Oakland's going to win.
I think they're the new sheriff in the West.
Yeah.
I dare say it.
Yeah.
I dare say it.
Yeah, I'd like the Raiders to, Derek Carr in particular, to come back to form, have a multiple touchdown pass game, and lead his team to victory here. That Colts defense, they're not that great. Andrew Luck, yeah, he's a good quarterback, but I feel like he does better at home, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and take the Raiders here, and there's a reason that they have such a good record this year.
All right, next up. The Cardinals traveled to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. And I just don't know what to think of the Seahawks. 1 week they're good, 1 week they only score 5 points. Like, what? Like, who are they? And that question is the reason why I can't pick them this week, and I'm picking the Cardinals.
Yeah, they've been up and down, but that 12th man.
That 12th man,
That
yes.
12th man.
That is a Y factor, but
That's why I'm going with the 12th man in Seattle to win this game.
I'm going with Seattle, and the reason also, besides the home field advantage, is the Cardinals. That defense has not looked good in recent weeks. You know, if you compare how that defense started the year to what they're doing now, it's like they're letting any team score on them a lot. And, you know, I think that's enough to push this in the favor of the Seahawks.
all right, next up. Tampa Bay travels to New Orleans to take on the Saints. You know what? A few weeks ago, wasn't sure about the Bucks. Actually, I guess because of historical reasons, just not sure about the Bucks. I think they got something beautiful going on. I think they got a good future ahead of them, and I think they're going to win this weekend too. I think, what was it, a few weeks ago I picked the Saints over them, picking the Buccaneers over the Saints this weekend.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bucks here. I just think they're the better team. I mean, yeah, got Drew Brees. Yeah, it's in New Orleans, but
They got famous Jameis.
Jameson and Mike Evans.
Yeah, man.
I think that's going to be a winning matchup.
That's a good recipe.
I think you guys are discounting how Drew Brees plays at home in the
now
Superdome.
Now he goes for his. Okay.
And that, I believe, makes all the difference here. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, the Saints are coming off of a nice win over the Cardinals. And, you know, when you can...
no defense was played by any team.
When you can put up good points against the Cardinals like that, I just think at home...
Who you just said didn't have a good defense.
Well, how? They did at the start of the year.
This is not the start of the year. This
But-
is week 16.
Well, you know what? You know what?
Let's not pick on him too much.
Hey, you know, laugh in my face if the Bucks actually win this. But... You know, there's a reason I picked the Bucks before, and now there's a reason I'm picking the Saints now.
Okay. I would bet you on it, but I don't want to run the risk of having to buy 3 pizzas again. Next up, we have the Bengals traveling to Houston to take on the Texans. The Texans don't even really know what's going on at the head of their ship. No, the Bengals. I'm just giving it to the Bengals. Simply put, who is their quarterback this week exactly?
I believe that would be quarterback named Tom Savage.
It is going to be Savage.
Who, ironically, started over Flacco at Pittsburgh before Flacco transferred to Delaware.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Quarterback Flacco was behind.
So wait, Savage is quite an older guy.
A little bit, yeah. He's been in the league for a while. It's not going to help him there. It's going to be the Bengals.
It's just been a journeyman, pretty much. Yeah.
Well, while everyone else is freaking out over the QB controversy, here I'm going to tell you this. I don't know for a fact that Tom Savage is better than Brock Osweiler. I just know it's true! And he's going to be able to lead the team to a win over the Bengals this week. My goodness, thank God they sat Brock Osweiler's ass down on that bench because he was not productive at the college level, not productive in the pros. This only helps the Texans, and they're going to pull out the win here.
You willing to gamble about 24 of those Taco Bell tacos on it?
Nah, I don't think 24 tacos is necessary.
You want to throw down a little wager on it?
I mean, no one here is going to say Brock Osweiler's a good quarterback.
No.
If John Elway says no to you, something you got to be thinking there.
I'm not going to lie. When they got rid of Osweiler, from Denver, I was quite confused. I'm like, this is the guy that got your team to the playoffs to get you the most recent Super Bowl you got. I was confused. Like, literally, I'm like, why? He's their quarterback of the future. He's on Houston?
No. Well, to be a quarterback of the future, you need to have potential, which he did not. So it was just another one of those facades that got brought up.
Yeah.
You think you got the QB of the future, but really he's a bust.
The only thing I knew Brock Osweiler for when he came out of college was he was one of the tallest quarterbacks in the draft class, and he had one of the shortest wide receivers on his team. I didn't know how he did at Arizona State. That's all I knew.
There's enough to get him drafted. That's all we know.
Yeah.
But now that it's almost weird because they paid so much money for him.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be greater than that one.
Oh yeah, I mean I dare say it's about as bad as Romo in Dallas, but that's a different story for a different day. Next up, our Lit Sports Game of the Week: the Baltimore Ravens travel to Pittsburgh to take the Steelers. And this game could not have more on the line. Playoff hopes. AFC North Championship on the line. The rivalry game, which is probably one of the most historic rivalries in NFL history. Ross, the jersey says it all. You know who I'm picking. I'm going with the Ravens.
Yeah.
And if you watch our other show, you'll see why. But
I mean, Ravens, they've been up and down. Still going to pick them. They've been rolling up lately. Mm-hmm. Winners are the 5 of the last 7. Those 2 losses to the number 1 seeds currently in the AFC and NFC. Dallas, New England, both on the road. Yeah, we lost to the Jets at New York. Everyone thought the season was over then. This one's on Christmas. It's first game of the day on Christmas. And like I said, I still pick the Ravens.
Merry Christmas, Ravens. Let's go.
Like Gerald mentioned, we have another episode dedicated to extensive coverage on this matchup. But my pick is for the Steelers. They're the home team in this one. I also look at the fact that the Ravens are coming off of a game where they just squeaked it out against the Eagles at home. And I look at the fact that the Ravens won the reverse fixture. I don't see them getting the double over the Steelers this year. So that's why I'm taking the Steelers in this one.
Any given Sunday, Justin. Any given Sunday. But like I said, if Joe Flacco shows up, the receivers can get something going. It's going to be a cold one, much like almost every game on this list. The Ravens can maybe possibly squeak out a victory. Not to mention, Justin, automatic like a free throw Tucker.
That's
always on the
Ravens wanted to make the playoffs. They had to win this game. They win the next 2 games. Start to this one.
Yep. Next up, Denver Broncos travel to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. I like how the Chiefs have been lately. I think they're pretty good. And I think they're going to stay pretty good, and I think they're going to be a pretty good playoff contender, and the Chiefs are going to get their victory this week.
Yeah, going with the Chiefs. I mean, Macklin's been hurt, but they found Tyreek Hill. Mm-hmm. He might not do a lot, but he'll have one big play on offense. Always a threat. Special teams in Kansas City. Not an easy place to go. Broncos, they haven't been nothing, I think, what people thought they were going to be. So, go with the Chiefs.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like the Broncos have much of an offense, do they? And road game for them. Also look at the fact that Travis Kelce, arguably the best tight end in the league this year from his stats, he's a factor as well for the Chiefs. So I just think offensively they got an edge, and defensively at home I think they have an edge as well. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs.
All right. And last but not least, Monday Night Football. The Detroit Lions head to Dallas to take on the rolling Cowboys. Man, I think it's going to be a good Monday Night Football game, and I think again, the Cowboys are going to roll through. They're at home. They don't look to be slowing down anytime soon. They got beat by the Giants. Yeah, they got beat by the Giants. But the Giants are a really good team. I mean, I think they're a really good team. And, you know, a really good team against two rookies. The rookies needed some humbling. Yeah, this should be a win here.
Yeah, going with the Cowboys. Yeah, they lost to the Giants. Maybe they needed to lose.
Mm-hmm.
They were on too much of a roll.
Oh.
Yeah, you want to keep winning.
Better now than later.
Yeah, you lose now. Look at the Patriots. They were going undefeated. Got the Super Bowl. Lost. You think any New England fan would trade a win in the Super Bowl for some loss like Week 12?
Mm-hmm.
Guarantee they would. But I still think that's going to keep them going. So Cowboys are going to get back on track here.
Yeah, Cowboys definitely one of the big stories of the year. I mean, if you look at them right now, it's like they have a chance to actually get a rookie starting quarterback to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And you know, if that happened and Dak Prescott won it, that would be a historical moment for sure.
Just say
So that possibility is still out there. Not that I'm going to say it's going to happen, but looking at this game, I just look at the fact that, yeah, the Cowboys have the two losses, both to the Giants, but guess who just came off a loss to the Giants? The Lions. So I don't make much of that. I do think this will be a closer game than some people think, but at the end, I'm going to go with the Cowboys. So that's going to do it for all of our games. Week 16 coverage and predictions here from Lit Sports Online. I'm Justin. This is Gerald and Ross. Keep on tuning in. We got one more prediction for you for Week 17 coming up.
And don't forget, we're going right through the playoffs with our prediction show and our highlight coverage. Extensive coverage of the playoffs. You can expect it here on LitTube.
Like Justin mentioned earlier, all those playing fantasy, most of you are in the championship game this week. For some reason, I'm not because my pitcher had to go one more week. But that is a team I am undefeated in. So, but good luck with your championship fantasy football out there.
And Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from LitTube.